Coming up, a bombshell today in a high-profile Kentucky murder case.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Prosecutors dropped a bombshell in the Crystal Rogers murder case today, saying they believe a gun bought from Nick Houck was used to kill Crystal Rogers' father, Tommy Ballard. Nick Houck is the brother of Brooks Houck, who is now facing charges for the murder of Rogers. Nick Houck is also a former Bardstown police officer, but was fired for interfering in the Crystal Rogers case. WYMT's Phil Pendleton was in the Nelson County courtroom today and heard from family members of the victims.
We're going to bring the family into
the Nelson County courtroom was full Thursday afternoon with relatives and friends of Crystal Rogers on one side, and those supporting the accused Brooks Houck on the other.
Today feels like a win for us.
Houck's appearance in the courtroom was literally small, only filling the middle square and the television in a video Zoom call from the jail. Houck's attorney entered a not guilty plea for him, then launched into arguments on why he believes the $10 million bond is oppressive and unconstitutional.
This is a case where not only is he not fled from anything before, but he's known forever that people were saying bad things about him, and yet here he stayed.
Crystal Rogers' family says that there's still a lot of unanswered questions, but they say that they do believe justice is finally going to be served, and they feel like more arrests in this case are very likely. Rogers' family was also thrilled to learn a link between her death and that of her father, Tommy Ballard.
I will tell you, Your Honor, we're investigating the murder of Tommy Ballard that could potentially be related to this case.
Special Prosecutor Shane Young told the judge they're awaiting test results on the gun used to kill Ballard that they say that they bought from Nicholas Houck. Mr. Ballard, along with Crystal's mother, made it no secret they were desperately seeking answers to her disappearance.
I think he was getting close, yeah. That's the reason they had to get rid of him, yeah.
The judge said he'll make a decision on the motion to lower Houck's bond after reviewing the testimony. In Nelson County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Police have also charged a second person, Joseph Lawson, with conspiracy to commit murder and evidence tampering. He'll be in court later this month.
We are tracking some spotty showers across the mountains as we close out your Thursday, and more showers on the way into your Friday as well. Let's take a look at the radar this evening. As you can see, some spotty showers out there. Zooming into the Cumberland Valley, some light showers in McCreary, also Whitley County. If you're traveling on I-75, some showers between Corbin, also Williamsburg at this hour. And watching out for more spotty sprinkles close to the Mountain Parkway. Some showers in Lee County, also Estill and Powell County, and more light showers in Wolfe County, stretching into Morgan County as well, and some more light showers near Louisa and Lawrence County, stretching into West Virginia as well. This is all thanks to a cold front that will continue to push off to the east, also bring some more showers as well. But that second cold front behind this one, that will bring that cooler air to the mountains by this weekend. We stay mild though tonight, and those lows back in the middle to lower 60s as you wake up on Friday, as we stay mild and muggy overnight, also cloudy, and those temperatures stay muggy on your Friday as well. Watching out for more scattered rain chances on Friday, but some drier and cooler air on the way by this weekend. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. Hopefully tonight's rain will help ease forest fire concerns, at least for now. The fall forest fire season is now underway. It is illegal to burn between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Officials say fire safety practices should be in play while burning at night. But some of those safety practices, like raking up fallen leaves, can be more harmful if not done correctly.
Those can be hazards if you pile those leaves up close to a home or close to the wooded area. You know, if somebody's burning something, embers pick up and they get into those leaf piles, I mean, they'll burn just like a matchstick.
The heat and recent lack of rain have created harsh conditions that first responders say could be dangerous if a fire gets out of hand, so keeping a form of extinguisher nearby is also recommended during the next couple of months. During this week's SOAR Summit, more than $3 billion was awarded to Hazard and Perry County to help build a new water plant. The Hazard water plant is able to provide 5 million gallons of water a day to much of Perry County. Once a new plant in Buckhorn is complete, the county will be able to provide 8 million gallons of water a day.
This is for the transmission lines, and our transmission lines are going to go from the water plant from the town of Buckhorn all the way to the industrial park, and it's going to increase the amount of water that we can get to the industrial park.
Officials say with this grant, the Coalfields Industrial Park will be able to support more businesses. The city of Jenkins also received money during the SOAR Summit, being awarded more than $300,000 to repair the city's wastewater plant. Mayor Todd Dupree says the facility has not been updated since the 1990s, creating more and more issues over time. He says getting the funding will allow them to make needed updates.
Just having the funding in place, knowing that it's, it'll be here and that we'll be able to focus and concentrate on what needs to be done and what pieces needs to be repaired or fixed or replaced or upgraded or whatever it may be. So we'll be working with the engineers to look at it and make sure we use the money wisely and get the most out of it.
Dupree says the money will be helpful in their efforts to revitalize the city following the July 2022 flood. Motorsports have a huge following in this area, and 1 year after drag racing enthusiasts in southern West Virginia thought their dream had come true, Curtis Johnson tells us how they are now searching for answers.
That was the sound of racing just 1 year ago in Mingo County. The Twin Branch Drag Strip opening to fans October 22nd of last year. The culmination of 8 years of work. Thrilling then, frustrating now. These enthusiasts pleading with county commissioners this week, seeking any help to get the drag strip open again, saying it's the talk of online racing circles.
Want to come in here and bring the national, like big cars like Doug and him race, want to come in here and race because they said, look at this view. Said we can't wait to hear these big mountain motors go echoing through the mountains, and they love it. I mean, just it's a no-brainer.
County commissioners voicing some support, but acknowledging they do not own the property. Instead, the drag strip and its surrounding property owned by the Mingo County Redevelopment Authority, with a significant infusion of your state tax dollars. The authority issuing this statement, saying it has considered selling the property and is collaborating with the governor's office and state agencies to evaluate development options that will maximize the best use of the property as well as the state's financial investment. That evaluation including an assessment of the current safety hazards of the drag strip. So I took the issue straight to the governor. What is your opinion about reopening the property for drag racing? And what is the status of the state's effort in determining how that property should be used?
There is real land that can really be developed down there. So, I'll wait to hear what the powers to be think of the possibility of drag racing down there and everything. But way more importantly, maybe than that, I want to see us, strike gold as far as bringing real live development, real live economic development to southern West Virginia.
The issue getting added attention this week after deputies in Mingo County investigated an apparent street racing event this past weekend. Deputies finding skid marks, pieces of tire, and paint on the main road. Unauthorized street racing illegal in West Virginia. But with this drag strip closed, these enthusiasts now asking the county commission for a permit. County commissioners agreeing to place the item on a future agenda.
Local governments can approve permits for street racing thanks to a 2016 law sponsored by Mingo County State Senator Mark Maynard. That law requires the organizer to have insurance, security, and provide for the safety of everyone involved. The local government must close the roadway, reroute traffic, and notify the State Department of Transportation 60 days in advance. A man widely regarded as one of the greatest NFL linebackers of all time has died. Dick Butkus was an NFL Hall of Famer with the Chicago Bears, two-time Defensive Player of the Year, and 8-time Pro Bowler. Butkus retired at 31 years old and later acted in movies, television shows, and commercials. His family says he died in his sleep at his home in California. Dick Butkus was 80. San Francisco said goodbye today to Dianne Feinstein. The late senator was 90 when she died last week, and some of the country's most powerful Democrats were at the ceremony to pay tribute, including Vice President Kamala Harris. Wednesday, the public was invited to visit Feinstein's casket and sign condolences. Following the service today, the family planned a private burial. The Biden administration is moving forward with plans to build new border barriers in South Texas, marking a sharp reversal from a campaign pledge made by then-candidate Joe Biden. As CBS's Michael George reports, the president said he has no choice because the funding was approved specifically for a border wall.
The Biden administration announced it's waiving more than 24 federal laws in South Texas to allow about 20 miles of border wall to be built around the Rio Grande Valley. Illegal border crossings have surged above 200,000 last month alone. When he was running for the White House, President Biden said he was against border wall spending.
There will not be another foot of wall constructed in my administration.
On Thursday, the president said he didn't want to build the wall, but cited a law Congress passed in 2019 that leaves him with little choice.
They have to use the money for what it was appropriated. I can't stop that.
Do you believe the border wall works?
No.
We requested that Congress rescind the direction. It did not do so. We, of course, must follow the law.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas issued a notice in the Federal Register saying, quote, there is presently an acute and immediate need to construct physical barriers in order to prevent unlawful entries into the United States. Later, as he traveled in Mexico, Mayorkas said the language in the notice is being taken out of context and does not signify a change in policy.
Our policy remains as it was since day one. We are opposed to the construction of the wall.
Meanwhile, the administration announced it will restart direct deportations of migrants to Venezuela. In September, about 50,000 Venezuelans crossed into the U.S. without authorization. Michael George, CBS News.
Venezuelans accounted for nearly a quarter of all illegal border crossings last month. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, one of the many festivals going on this week is celebrating a big anniversary.
And we are tracking sweater weather for this weekend. Those details coming up after this break.